Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, October 14th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I will start with this one. And that is to say that, this 138.13 has been an objective now for the last couple of weeks, so long as we were and still are, of course, holding above its sister formation in the 119.74 to 120.92 region, an area we didn't actually test. It's a long story. It's kind of what I call the dynamic approach to trend identification, where you're drawing different formations that correlate to one another. So you've got a base of support, let's just call it in the low 120s, that correlates with the ceiling of resistance that is presently in the upper 130s and climbing. So we've yet to test 138.13. We have actually tested kind of the inside channel, if you will, that is based on the intermediate high, but the extreme high, if you will, from early September that creates the actual channel top is at 138.13. And if tested today, can contain weekly highs. And from here, and I'm talking to kind of the 1 to 2 week swing trader, 2 to 3 week swing trader, from there, now first off, you may be long the market, maybe you have been long for the last 2 weeks, maybe for the last week, above the 124.24 trend line. That was our most recent meaningful 3 to 5 day buy signal. If you're long in any respect, and your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks or inside of 2 to 3 weeks, you can take profits at 138.13 and anticipation of possible bearish rotation over the next 2 to 3 weeks back to channel support that is presently 119.74 to 120.92, both of which are rising at a very similar pace. So that is kind of the 2 to 3 week outlook. And were we to close above 138.13 today, this 147.40 formation becomes our next 1 to 2 week objective, where this is a longer term kind of a 4-month channel that could by that point in time contain buying through the rest of the year. If we were to close, just to kind of give you the heads up, big picture traders, longer term investors, maybe you're long NVIDIA anyway, that if we were to close above 147.40, I have a moving target, a long-term channel top that I don't show today. There's only so much room in the page, but a longer term objective that will by the end of the year be in the lower 180s and climbing. And so I think if we close above 147.40 over the next few weeks, that will push us into the lower 180s. That, of course, would be an all-time high, a new all-time high. In fact, merely testing this channel top at 147.40 would take us beyond the more recent all-time high that was put out last June. So that is all big picture. Closing above 138.13, no good reason to be short NVIDIA. If your time frame is the next 1 to 2 weeks, you actually want to be long up to 147.40, where if you were long, that's a good area to take profits and even play the short side of the market, setting a short of some sort. We'll certainly go through all the specifics at that point in time. Let's take a look at the downside today. I do have, given the fact that we've come relatively close to reaching this channel top, and sometimes you just don't test them. As I said before, we did test the inside variation last Wednesday of that channel top. So, the market could fall away. I see 132.26, a newly formed short-term channel bottom, as our downward pivot point through the rest of the week. 132.26 can contain daily selling pressures. The low can be placed at 132.26, and above which bullish momentum should yield that 138.13 level over the next 1 to 3 days, depending on volatility, of course. If we were to close below 132.26, 26, I do see the 124.24 trend line as our next 3 to 5 day objective. But on the way down, on an intraday basis, I do still have 129.96, this former channel top. So, if we break or open today below 132.26, 129.96 is expected. But I don't see that as a significant support level. It might contain selling beyond today, but I think that if we close below 132.26, that is a short-term momentum reversal that should set off follow-through selling later in the week. We should fall into the 124.24 area. And by the way, that 124.24 is at the end of the week and early next converging anyway with this more significant rising channel structure. So it really is kind of a low to mid 120s objective if we were to close today below 132.26. So about a 10-point sell-off, I think roughly you could anticipate if we close below 132.26. Until then, we have kind of this 1 to 3 day two-sided framework. Buying 132.26, selling 138.13. You could sell 138.13, as I've already said, beyond just several days. Several weeks is actually appropriate as well, as the market below which, and certainly once tested, can fall back into the 119.74 to 120.92 region within 2 to 3 weeks. Once again, though, if we close above 138.13, no good reason to be short NVIDIA as we move through the rest of the week and into next week. You want to be long for that ride up to 147.40 and climbing. So, what is the opinion now? I'm just going to say that so long as we're unable to close above 138.13, we should, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, test what is now in the low 120s and climbing on a daily basis. And so that could be certainly in the upper 120s by the time that test is made. And on the way down, I've already given you the key levels. 132.26 is our downside pivot point into later week. Closing below 132.26, I think we've got a good high for the week, and by Friday we should test the 124.24 trend line. So that you're either getting short, in my opinion, on strength at 138.13 or on weakness following a settlement below 132.26. Selling on weakness is the higher degree of probability, especially as you're coming off of a meaningful resistance area, as we have roughly in the upper 130s, given the fact that the channel structure, there's a mid band here that we actually did test. Anything else to say beyond what I've already said? I don't think so. I think I've said enough. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. You get daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, 2 individual stock picks every week, and weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500, NASDAQ 100. You can check it all out for 5 days free trial, no cost whatsoever. If you don't like what you see, for 5 days, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. I'm going to leave it at that for Monday's NVIDIA report. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with Tuesdays, and you have a fabulous evening.